Hello guys, Gamaroo here, and today I'm super excited. This video is a tutorial for display pallets. It's a mod for Supermarket Simulator. Um, as you all may know, the pallets are these little things here that hold items. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. So this default, this is custom. So that's how you guys can tell. We're gonna go over on how to add a custom first. Now eggs, I can't use an example, but I got all of these oils I want to put up on a pallet. Because obviously my shelf it's on popular demand for some reason, and I keep running out. And my poor restocker over here is tired. I had to disable him, by the way, for this. I recommend disabling your helpers for now until you're done doing stuff. If you're removing stuff, especially. But as you can tell, it just doesn't want to go on. So how am I fix that? Okay, so simple. I'm gonna head over here, and you're gonna have a file in here. Now this is a folder. So if you go to your folders and your user data, there's a folder in here called Pallets Display Items. Go in here, and the eggs one won't be there. It'll just be the default items. So this is what you would see first. Now making changes in here is not recommended because it will reset every time it checks. Because the game writes a default to make sure that there's no corruption or issues with the JSON file when it loads the game. In case something was to go wrong during gameplay or whatever, you can just restart your game and it self-fixes itself. Eggs.json is a custom one that I created as a test to make sure that the system worked, but I'm using it here. And as you can see, it has product. So this is how you can have multiple products in the same one. So let's say if I wanted to duplicate this, I can. So I can add it and then do whatever I want to do. I'm going to go over adding first. Okay, so we're going to hit custom.json. You can name it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to copy this over. So I'm going to use this as an for oil for now. I'm going to start with oil. So I'm going to add oil. It's 84. Now, to figure that out, by the way, you can use Unity Explorer. And go on Inspector. But this will pop up by default every time you launch the game. And if you don't want it to do that, just, I don't know. So anyways, you hit the Inspector there. Rolled. Select on the box which I would throw on the ground so you could do it. Select on the product, and then there's this product SO. You're looking for that, and the first number is usually the ID for you. So this one's 84. So, and if you have it hidden, F7 just brings it up. So we know it's 84 now. So we're gonna set it to 84. I'm not gonna touch anything else just yet, and I'll get to that in a moment. Now I'm not going to do too much, by the way, but it takes time to get perfection. Anyways, we're going to exit the main menu. The great part about how I do this is you do not have to restart the game for this. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You can just exit to the main menu and enter. Alright, so now if we grab the oil happily resides onto the pallet. Now, it may not look like exactly how you want it to look, or stack how you want it to stack. It takes time again. So we're gonna quickly head into here. I'm just gonna say I just want set. I'm just gonna add 7 rows. I'm gonna change the spacing to a 10. That's all I'm gonna do. But you could change anything in here, and I'll show you that what else you can do that's funny. So if you go here, exit to main menu, and continue, you'll notice that everything gets more cramped and set up. So everything you do on that file does affect inside game. Now that's just and of course that's adding a product. Now, real quick, I do want to show you one thing that's funny that you can do. If you change the scale multiplier, it's important to know. You can make it bigger or smaller. If I make it 2, quit to main menu and reload into the game, you're gonna notice they become huger. Now, it's totally up to you how large you want it to be and simulate. Just keep in mind that it's just looks. The actual product size is still the same in game. One just equals the game's default, and then you change the size from there. So yeah, that's just cool. You can actually modify how it looks completely. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna head and continue on to the next thing. An important note too is if you decide you no longer want that product on, remove it completely from the palette and clear the tag first, because otherwise your restocker will freeze, and that's no good. All right, I'm gonna head and keep that for now. But what if you want to edit one of the default items? Now I want to edit the serial option. I'm gonna copy it. I want to make some modifications to it. I just don't like it. So I'm just gonna add to my custom.json, or you can do it to a new JSON, up to you. I'm gonna set up add because you can't add twice. You can hit edit. What this will do is it will remove the old one and add your one instead. The default one loads first, so this one will load second. It's based off the order it loads. So if you're trying to edit someone else's JSON, it's best to just edit their JSON direct, then do it this way. Now you can do it this way, it just may not work. Because it's based off when it loads. And I don't know how it loads because it just loads randomly. The only thing it does is ignore the default. So, anyways, so we already have all the information because we copied it from the default. So we're just editing it now because obviously the default adds it, so we don't need to add it. Oh, by the way, if you're adding, you do not need this action in there. You can actually keep that clear. That's because default, it always adds by default. Anyways, I don't like the spacing here, for example, even though I did make it, but I did a horrible job at it at the time. But I'm gonna change the spacing here. I want it to be I'm gonna say 14. So I'm gonna change the to 14 on X first. Now I also have to use exit to main menu on load in. And you'll see the spacing changes. But obviously that is not a good spacing number. So let me get a good spacing number. Let's just do 20. There we go. Now if I exit to main menu and enter in, it should look a lot better and less of a gap. There you go. So it is very close. Technically, if I change the starting position just slightly, I might even be able to get more onto this palette, but I'm not going to bother with that because I like how it looks on the default. The default was meant to make it look even on all sides, so that way it's not uneven. But yeah, that's how you can modify. Now, let's say I don't want serial on the palette anymore. Now, this is an important note. Remove all your product off the palette before you do this. If you do not, and it goes for everything, including removing an added item. If you do not, you would lose a product. And I'll show you that right now, actually, because I don't like 120 products. So I'm going to head and just remove it. Now, I don't want it to be an item that can be palletized. So I'm just going to completely remove it. Well, to be honest, you could probably just ignore it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, because it's an option you can do. Quit to main menu, and continue. As you can see, it's no longer a registered item. Now, as you can see, it went from 120 down to 12. You only have 12 now. All of the other few hundred went into Earth somewhere. I don't understand where it goes. It goes into the void. So the void will eat it if you aren't careful. So make sure you remove it. And if you try to add the product, it won't add because it doesn't exist. And if you do decide to revert, because of that, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work either, because if I go here and I just decided I'm just gonna delete it. And I decided to delete it. Quit to main menu. This is why updates were hardened. I never removed items or tried to because of this season. But yeah, as you can tell, it's just 7 now. So you gotta be careful with making modifications like that. It is okay to edit. As you can see, we have 19. As you saw earlier, we stayed at the 120 mark. We didn't lose any product or anything. Because editing doesn't remove the product. It only happens when you remove the product. It becomes borked. Just kind of keep that in mind. I still like how that can be big. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know down below, and I try to get to you as soon as I can. I can't wait to proceed to video and let me know that you did, and I'll have a look and see what kind of products you managed to come up with and what kind of fixes you may come up with for defaults. Because default fixes are going to be interesting to see how you guys interact with the system and how you guys can make it look better on the pallets. But anyways, that's all for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright, guys, thank you for watching. I work so hard on these videos. Here is the previous video, where you can watch the previous video. Here is the recommended video from YouTube. Here is the playlist to the series that is currently playing. And hit subscribe. See ya.